Thanks for staying with us. As ECOWAS grapples with how to deal with the coup in Niger, South African International Relations Minister Dr. Naled Pandor has called on the military in Niger to return to the barracks and hand power back to ousted President Mohamed Bazoum.
The minister and her Iranian counterpart, Dr. Hossein Amir-Abdollahian, have been discussing the issue.
We share the view South Africa has articulated that both the Islamic Republic of Iran and South Africa do not support unconstitutional changes of government. And so we believe that the military must return to the barracks. That's where the military belong. We believe that President Bazoum must be released and must continue to lead the people of Niger as he was elected to do. So we reject military coups, and we are pleased that ECOWAS is paying concerted attention to this matter, and we wish them well in the meeting that they will hold today, and hope that their consultations, particularly with the African Union, will begin to determine a path toward lifting Niger out of the current crisis.
Now, leaders of the West African bloc ECOWAS are meeting for an emergency summit in Nigeria today. This after the ultimatum to soldiers who seized power in Niger was ignored. Now, for the latest, let's cross live now to our SABC News Correspondent, Ajeck Mangut, who joins us live now. Thank you so much for your time. What's the latest?
Well, Bongiwe, the meeting just concluded a moment ago, and the ECOWAS leaders have agreed to uphold the sanctions that they imposed in their first meeting in July, where they had blocked trade with Niger, closed ECOWAS borders with the country, and also froze assets of the military junta as well, to try and pressure them to restore President Bazoum. They've also condemned the condition in which he's been held. President Bazoum has been in detention since his ousting 2 weeks ago. ECOWAS has also said that all options will be on the table, including the use of military force. And this time around, it has gone ahead to direct the ECOWAS defense chiefs to activate a standby team in case it decides to use military force as a last resort. But it has also called on the African Union, the United Nations, and other Western countries to support the efforts of ECOWAS in trying to pressure the military junta to reinstate President Bazoum. The President Tinubu, who is also the chair of ECOWAS, has said that they're going to use every avenue in trying to restore constitutional order in Niger, and they're also, prioritizing diplomacy in trying to do that.
And have they said anything further about the state he might possibly be in, given the fact that there were concerns for his safety? Because all we seem to hear now is this detention, but we don't know how he's doing.
Yes, indeed. There are reports that he is not, they're running out of supply and water, and his health is, deteriorating. The UN has raised that concern, but not much is known as to the exact condition that he is in. But there are calls for him to be released, and ECOWAS is saying that he should be reinstated, and they are saying that the military junta should, heed their demands and ensure that constitutional order is being restored in Niger.
And I wonder if, they will heed those calls, given how defiant the military junta has been. But, Ajeck, have we spotted any representatives, for example, from Burkina Faso, Guinea, as well as Niger at the summit, especially given how the military heads of state there have sided with what is happening in Niger?
Yes, indeed. Well, since the military governments of Burkina Faso, of Mali and Guinea supported the military in Niger, they were absent in the last meeting that the ECOWAS Chief of Defense Staff had, and so they are really siding with the Nigerian military in this regard, and they're saying that if ECOWAS should intervene and send troops to Niger, it will be a declaration of war, not just for Niger, but also Burkina Faso and the other countries whose governments have been toppled by the military junta. But looking at the directive by ECOWAS to activate a standby force, it's not clear at what point they intend to go in, but they're still, emphasizing the need for using diplomatic channels to open negotiations with the military junta. But what we've seen so far is a defiance from the military junta. They've gone ahead to name a new cabinet made up of 21 ministers, and so there are concerns, especially also in terms of the humanitarian crisis that this is already creating in Niger, because the country is one of the poorest in the world and depends on aid that has been cut off by many countries and the sanctions imposed by ECOWAS.
And especially just how the situation, as ECOWAS was saying as well, that it could affect the entire West African region and it could really spell some serious trouble there. But let's see if these sanctions bite. As some have said, maybe they're starting to or not. And let's see then what we know, especially when it comes to the health of the president, but also what unfolds on the ground in terms of whether or not they starting to let go of the power which they've been very defiant to hold on to. That was SABC News Correspondent Ajeck Mangut giving us the very latest from Niger.